Well, let's get going.
Well, we should do that.
We've got limited time.
We've got very limited time.
So we're just getting going. This is the beginning, Ryan. You didn't even know.
We're making diamonds.
Yeah, we are. We've just come back from spring break. Well, I've just come back. You didn't really leave Lincoln, to my knowledge.
No, I did not.
There you go.
I'm back in Kaufman, though.
Yes.
So
exactly.
That's nice. Always great to be here.
Always great. Always great. And I'm in a new state. Not totally, but it's a state of disarray. You saw it. You came into my room. You said, hey.
I did. So it looked like a tornado had come through here.
That's right.
But he just hasn't set up any of his stuff since he got back.
That's right.
Which he got back about, an hour ago or so?
Maybe an hour, maybe more, maybe less. Hard to say, really, for sure. When do you come back?
I think you would
truly
know.
I don't know. These are questions that have puzzled
when
scientists.
When did you physically arrive on the UNL campus?
Somewhere around 4:30, 4:40 p.m.
Okay.
Central Standard Time. But anyway, it's good to be back. Hitting the second half of the second semester. No, not my second semester. Second semester of the year. Hitting it strong. All right, getting geared up. Turning on the school brain, as we say. Uneventful drive back for me. Uneventful past couple hours. But yeah, how has
What'd you do on the drive? Did you listen to anything?
I did listen to things.
Podcasts or music or people talking. I don't know.
Well, yes, podcasts and people talking, both of those in one. Was catching up on the old Ghost Runners podcast, which has been mentioned a couple times, but I'd been missing out on some episodes as of late, so got caught back up. Also getting in the podcast mindset. You got to get into the swing of things. One thing that I did notice was, pull up Google Maps, not for this particular trip, because I know where I'm going at this point. We've made this trip many a times, and we've gotten used to the new highway exit. But I was kind of scrolling through there, mostly because I've gotten rid of a lot of social media on my phone, so I'm filling it with whatever I can. Which in this case is Google Maps. They've got kind of some social features, including one where it came up with people you may know and provided me the opportunity to follow some of my friends like Zach and Kieran and these people.
My gosh.
And I'm like, I was like, what app am I in right now? Because I'm not really used to Google Maps or any sort of mapping app having any sort of following capabilities. Yeah. Maybe Find My Friends, something like that. But to my knowledge, you need a two-way approval to follow someone on like a Find My Friends or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe this was a different kind of following, as in you just follow them in their cars as they go to some location.
You say this is
sort of trail behind them.
This is what their car looks like. I know. That's what it seems like they're getting at here. Oh my goodness. Watch it out. We're throwing hands with the microphone.
I know you're angry, but
I know. I'm upset. No, I chose not to just because I wasn't sure what I was going to encounter once I started following someone.
You think they're going to get a notification on their phones
That's
from
what
Google
I'm wondering.
Maps?
I'm a little concerned.
Nathan is following you.
Yeah.
That is pretty concerning to get from a Maps app.
Yeah.
Say Nathan is following you.
Yes. So just
turn
be on
around.
the lookout.
Yeah.
He is
he's right behind you.
He's 2 miles away and he's closing fast. So you turn everything into a game of hide and seek, even if you don't really want to.
That's right.
We're kind of a single party state. One party recording, one party following law.
Sure.
But anyway, I think more what it's getting at is like when people leave reviews and stuff like that, you can see what they're reviewing. You can do that now. You can click on people and see everything that they've reviewed.
Really?
In the past. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever left a review for anything.
Well, hey, I'll follow you and we'll see if you do.
Okay.
And I will also be there as you're reviewing something. So just keep that in mind.
I don't know that I even have Google Maps on my phone.
I'm more of an Apple Maps kind of guy.
Yeah, it comes with the phone.
Okay, so. You're an iPhone user. All right.
I might have it. I'm not sure. If I do have it, I don't use it that much.
Yeah, I feel like from what I heard, there was more. You do have it?
I do have it.
Okay. All right.
I checked for you. I knew you were wondering.
I appreciate that. I feel like back in the day, there was more of a disparity between Google Maps and Apple Maps, but I don't know that that's necessarily there anymore. I don't know if it ever was there, or if that was just me, an Android user, trying to find some semblance of superiority.
The thing that I don't like about Google Maps is it's too much. Like I'm just trying to get from point A to point B.
I'm not trying to follow people.
I'm not trying to follow people. Yeah. I'm not doing any sort of stalking or other illegal activity. Right. I'm not looking for ratings or reviews of locations necessarily.
Really?
Really, I'll use it for one, getting from a place that I already know where I'm going, or two, looking for a location, but not necessarily looking at the reviews. I guess I just don't really take a lot of credence, I guess, to other people's reviews on the internet.
Right. You're like, they don't know what they're talking about. Let me get in there and I'll leave the review. I'll start my own Ryan's Maps and we can have my reviews on.
I mean, I don't think other people want my reviews either.
Right.
But
you want your reviews.
I want mine. I'll just create a little database for my personal viewing.
I like that. So, hey, maybe one of these classes.
Personal reviewing, maybe.
Right. Instead of your personal website, you turn it into a review
that
site.
Might go better than how.
It's just for you.
It's already been going, so.
I see. Did you make much progress? I know the second half of the week.
I made zero progress.
Okay.
So I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah. Hey,
but we had to address the elephant in the room at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And it's quite a big elephant in that there's a lot to do.
There's a lot to do.
And it has not been done.
It's weighing on you. Weighing on your chest.
We are doing midterm presentations this week and next week.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure when I'm presenting.
For that class? For that website? Okay. Gotcha.
I could be going tomorrow morning at 9:30 in the morning.
Wow. That's
9:30 a.m. in the morning.
That would be exciting. That would be exciting for you.
Or I could be going on Wednesday or Friday or next week. But also, we don't turn it in until 2 weeks later from now. So
what
I
does that mean?
Really know how that makes sense.
Are you actually giving this presentation live or are you just recording it?
Yes.
Okay.
But we don't turn in the code until then.
You say, hey, this is my website right now. Yeah. It's going to get way better before the deadline. In 2 weeks, it'll
be great, but I had to present it right now. I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah.
So you're not seeing the finished product or even a half finished product.
You're missing out.
Yeah.
Frankly.
I'll come back later, guys.
Right.
So
I'll get back
that's how that's been going.
Mm-hmm.
Not great.
But you've probably been doing a lot of other work then.
Sure.
Yeah.
Nothing comes to mind at the moment, but I'm
going to have to go back through my to-do list.
Doing a lot. Yeah.
Doing a lot. You have been doing a lot.
I've been, I'll give myself a little credit.
Okay.
I've been doing some job searching.
Okay.
Some job applying.
How is it going?
It's going great. I mean, most of this was done earlier today and yesterday.
Okay.
So I haven't received any responses over the weekend. It's not exactly normal business hours, but I'm expecting just a flood of, I am expecting.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Thank you
I'm excited for you.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
I'm expecting just a flood of responses from eager recruiters just begging me for an interview.
I think
in the next couple of days. So
probably reasonable. What kind of places are we finding? Because I know you wanted to get in the cybersecurity space.
Sure.
Is that still what we're applying for?
Sure. We're looking all over, Sure. I don't want to throw necessarily any specific companies out because we're still in the early stages.
That would be inappropriate.
And it would be. I don't want to put them on the spot.
Right.
I don't want all of our listeners kind of going after them and telling them to hire me.
Sure.
Because I know they would.
That would be too much.
That'd be inappropriate.
You want to win it on your own merits.
Don't do that. Yeah.
You don't want peer pressure to weigh into things. Yeah.
But, I'm looking at local places. I'm looking at national places. I'm looking at places that are local in other areas.
Sure.
But not necessarily national.
Right.
So we'll have to see. I'm expecting, like I said, so in about 9 months, we'll probably figure it out.
Something like that. We'll be, we'll be receiving kind of new life in the world in the form of money or something like that.
Little side note, do you smell popcorn?
Yes, I was just about to ask about that. I was like, are my symptoms acting up again?
Tissues in here or something?
Did
you bring them in?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I just, there's a very strong smell of popcorn that just kind of appeared within the past 30 seconds or so.
Yeah. I was like,
somebody made popcorn.
Is that me or?
I swear I showered today.
Right. Exactly.
Hopefully whoever made that sees that we're in here and brings a little by.
Swing some.
I did just eat, but I'll never pass up some popcorn.
Yeah. How was that? You got dinner with the Rents?
I did.
4 p.m. dinner.
4 p.m. Well, I mean, it was a late lunch, early dinner.
Okay.
Early bird lunch.
Yeah.
Early bird dinner.
Late bird dinner.
Sure.
Early bird.
Early bird gets
early
bird gets the late lunch.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, it was fine.
Where did you go? Is this a new place?
No. It was actually just Brewski's, if you've heard of it.
I've heard of it, never been.
It's just a
Brewski's.
bar and grill kind of place.
Sure, very aptly named.
Nothing much to speak about it.
Mm-hmm.
The reason we went though is because just prior to that, we had attended the Huskers women's basketball game.
Oh, no way.
Going down.
Little Pinnacle Bank.
Little WNIT tournament action.
No way. Are we doing well there? Are we highly ranked?
We are not highly ranked, I don't think.
Okay.
But we won the first 2 rounds.
Well, that's exciting.
So that's very exciting.
And it's being played here.
Well, the first 2 games were. I think the next game will not be, but depending on how that goes. Maybe.
I think that bodes well for us then. If it's being played here, then I think, we've got to be high enough seated to host. Because I think that's on the women's tournaments. I think the highest ranked team out of that group hosts.
Probably.
Rather than like in the men's tournament, they go for neutral sites for all around. But hey, I don't even know how the WNIT works. I don't even know.
I don't really know either. I'm going to be honest. I wasn't going to go until my parents, they went to the first game on Wednesday.
Okay.
And they said it was fun and it wasn't super busy either. So like, cheap tickets. And then they said, there's another game on Sunday. You want to come? I said, why not?
I said, hey, let's make it happen.
Let's do it. And it was cool. I do have a few complaints.
Oh, no.
But we'll get to that. All in all, it was an enjoyable game. We won by about 20 points against Northern Iowa or something.
And they're one of the better ones. One of the better
I've heard.
in Northern Iowa.
Yeah. In that sort of the University of Northern Iowa teams, they're probably one of the better ones.
Yeah.
So won by 20 points.
What were the complaints? Let's get into it. Right now.
Complaints. Okay. Some of the complaints. Really just 2.
Okay.
First one is
I need to gather myself here.
I do.
Take a jump step, gather.
So we were sitting in probably the middle section.
Okay.
Facing the
court.
Facing the court, yes.
Okay. Sure.
But like I don't know what side this would be. I don't know how to describe
the
it.
North
side, maybe.
Maybe north side. It could have been the north side.
It could have been. It's probably one of the 4 cardinal directions.
Yeah. Or one of the 4 combinations.
Yeah.
Or one of the combinations of combinations. Those are some of my favorites. East, northeast.
What I want to say is that we could our hoop and the opposing team's hoop were to my left and to my right.
Okay.
So it wasn't like
you're like at half court. Area, that general.
Yeah.
You're not on one of the ends.
That's
down.
See, you're doing a much better job at explaining this than I am.
So, hey.
Anyway, sitting here, we got people behind us as well. I really wish there weren't, because these people were the worst.
Oh no!
All right,
these are the worst people out of all of them.
Out of all the people that I've seen so far,
somewhat 7 billion.
Yeah,
8 billion.
It's kind of incredible that we were in the same room.
Yeah, exactly.
for 2 hours.
What are the odds? That's unbelievable.
One of the reasons I don't go to a lot of basketball games is because I really can't stand when people like in the audience think that they know a lot about the game and then vocalize it.
Sure.
Like for every second of the game.
Yeah.
So these lady bees behind us were, they were calling every foul. All right. They were narrating all the events that were going on as if, we weren't all there watching the game.
Hey, they're broadcasters at heart,
Sort of the couch referees, if you will.
Sure.
And it was quite bothersome. And then you've got them yelling, defense, but they're the only people yelling it in like the entire audience.
Right.
So it's like, all right, you're kind of like blasting out my eardrums here.
They're shooting their shot.
So certainly they're showing spirit, but just in my opinion, the wrong kind of spirit.
Mean spirit.
Yeah.
Bad spirit.
So that's one thing.
Okay. That's tough.
I guess I'm trying to think about what my other complaint was. That was the biggest, like the other one pales in comparison to that. It just sort of,
the restrooms were a little unclean. So,
sure.
Well, there you go.
I can't remember the other one, to be honest.
That's sad. That's disappointing.
Oh, the other one. I guess, when I'm saying these, it makes it seem like I'm, anti, anti-school spirit. But also,
Sure.
I can't stand the random people in the crowd that just like randomly start shouting "Go Big Red." Like,
I feel like it can get a bit like if a lot of people are doing it frequently, it's like
all right, dude.
I like an occasional Go Big Red.
Sure.
I'll get in there. Not super loud. I'm not ever one to do a big response to the Go Big Red personally. But yeah, I can get down with it every once in a while. But I do feel like, sometimes if there's a lot of inaction in a particular event, then that's when people are like, I need something to do. I'm going to start up a chant.
I think
and then
so.
everyone's like, that sounded fun. I'm going to do my own.
Right.
It's that sort of idea. So maybe when you're up 20, that sort of, it's like, this game's not really close. We need something to fill the time.
And I wish the people behind me had realized that too. Because they're calling out, random travels and fouls that frankly didn't even happen. And I just want to turn around and say, we're up 20. So I don't think we're up 20 and there's 2 minutes on the clock. So I don't think it really matters.
I think we've got it pretty good.
Yeah, I think we've kind of got this one on lock. But, you do you. We could probably get you a chair down at the court if you want to help out.
Yeah. Court side. Get you a new job opening. Oh,
but all that to say, I still enjoyed it.
That's excellent. So, even battling through the adversity there.
Yeah, it was really tough, but we overcame it. And if they do have another one of them, at PBA, I'll go. Okay. You should go too. I recommend it.
Wow.
So it was, exciting. The tickets were only, I think, like $10, maybe $15. So.
Okay. That's not bad.
I didn't even pay for it. So, that really helped.
$0 is hard to beat. One of the hardest to beat. Except if they're giving you money.
Yeah, no kidding.
That would be nice. But yeah, okay. Interesting. So Ryan's review, it's in. You should go, but you should not call out on the refs. You shouldn't do excessive Go Big Reds.
Sure.
That sort of thing.
That's right.
All right. Well, I'll leave the Google review for you.
Thank you.
And say, hey, this one's for Ryan. Ryan. Exciting. Have you been watching much other basketball?
I've not really been watching the March Madness. I mean, I haven't been watching the games. I've been keeping up with the outcomes.
With the madness.
I'm going crazy for sure. Just trying to keep up with it all. Yeah. But yeah, I've been looking at the outcomes, how it's affecting my bracket, but I haven't particularly been watching any of the games much. Okay.
Gotcha. Yeah. I maybe could not be more opposite of that. Okay. I've been watching the games, almost all of them. Almost. Okay. Almost. It's been a significant period of time that I've spent watching the games, but I feel like that's the fun of it. You do that first weekend, there's what? I mean, I don't even know how many games, probably 48 games in a 4-day span. I'm missing some of them right now, and I'm probably not going to watch any more of the rest of the day because much like you, I've got somewhat of an elephant of work to do. But yeah, it's been great. I've been watching the film. I've been studying up for the cop drops. I think I'm going to have a pretty significant impact.
I was going to ask you about that. I was going to say if you've, I don't remember if you talked about your latest game last week.
I don't think I did. Which, big news there. We caught the dub. Wow. We got the dub. Incredible. Yeah, we did have 2 subs this time as opposed to just a straight 5-man team. 2 subs. We also were not playing the club baseball team, so that helped. Although club baseball team, we were actually up at the half. I think I maybe mentioned that.
You did,
but I'll
not to beat a dead horse, but you'll bring it up again.
I'll take that win.
Sure.
But I also will take the actual win of.
Yeah, that one kind of feels a little bit better.
Yeah, I scored 3 points again.
Wow.
Keep it consistent.
One 3-pointer.
No, a 2
2 and a free throw.
A 2 and a free throw and a missed free throw.
Oh, nice.
So for what that's worth. So we'll see. I think after watching all this film, I'm probably going to be at least in the 4-point range for me. And I'm not talking Harlem Globetrotter style where you actually have a 4-point shot.
Sure.
Although I might try to bust that out, depending on how confident I am. But I feel like when I watch a sport, I feel like I absorb some of the skill level. That might not be true, but I do feel that way. So I'm ready. I'm ready to have my hands up for the passes.
Definitely.
I don't know if I've really been doing that. I'm ready to get the pick and roll. They're picking so much.
Sure.
They're picking everything. And I'm not just talking about making picks for their bracket.
Picking noses.
Or that either. I haven't seen much of that. But picks are prevalent. And I feel like I've got a lot of strategy to bring. Although I feel like not as good of strategy as maybe some previous tournaments. I don't know if this is just, this makes me sound kind of old, but I feel like when I was a kid, they just played better basketball. It was a more skilled players.
This does make you sound old.
Yeah, exactly.
Back in my day.
Yeah, before they put in the 3-point line, there was a pure sport.
Back in my day, there was a real love of the game.
Right.
And it
now
seems
it's all
like that's
NIL
just
deals and transfer portals.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. But actually though, I feel like watching the games, way more air balls than I remember. A lot of missed shots.
Sure.
A lot of missed shots. And I'm like, maybe this is going to influence me in my game.
Yeah.
That's
kind of turn the TV off when those start happening.
Right. It does make me feel better though about how I perform on the court.
Yeah. It's like, hey, I can do that too.
And I have done that. I did hit an air ball in the last game pretty badly.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So I feel like I watched myself on the screen. So I could do that.
There were quite a few air balls at the game I just went to as well.
Sure.
Some double dribbling, some just dropping the ball and let it kind of roll out of bounds.
A lot of fouls.
There was a kick as well.
Okay.
Which was
That's exciting.
Yeah, very exciting actually.
Was it kind of an accident or was it like I'm gonna play kickball for a second?
No, it wasn't. But it was an accident. But
that's tough.
I mean, legally it was an accident. Or
on the record, off the record kind of situation.
Off the record, I'm thinking, there was nobody open and the girl passed it into her foot.
Okay, yeah. That's a classic. That's a classic. I'm gonna have to bring that one up.
The good old kick maneuver.
Yeah. I think I think I am gonna have to bring out more fouls because that seems to be the biggest difference between my game and the college level. So many fouls.
Oh yeah, they love them.
They do. They eat them up, and I don't eat them up. I don't think I've had a single foul in my career.
No, you're a very clean player.
Actually, that's not true. I did get fouled once, and frankly, I felt a little bit of injustice because this was last year. I was guarding. I was doing my thing, and this dude backs up into me. I think he throws an elbow in my face.
Oh my gosh!
And they call me for the foul. I'm like,
that's not okay.
I'm like, am I bleeding?
They did you wrong.
And I wasn't bleeding, but it felt like I was.
Inside you were. Internal bleeding.
I was bleeding.
Which is probably worse.
I think that might be the only foul in my career. And frankly, even that.
I guess I didn't realize they had refs for these games.
Oh, yeah. No, this isn't street ball.
Okay.
All right. We play strictly, for the love of the sport.
By the book.
That's not it. We do play by the book and enforced. We do have kind of a referee on the inside. Ethan, what
do you mean by referee on the inside? He works as a referee, but he's kind of biased.
He's one of our friends.
Oh, okay.
And so we haven't had him for a game yet, but I think when we have a pivotal game,
that's a guaranteed W.
When we get in the playoffs, I'm going to try to see if we can get him in.
Yeah.
On our side here. So we'll see how that goes. In the meantime, I might have to be hitting up the rec and doing some practices to just see how much of the skill I've absorbed, how much of the fouling and whatnot. Yeah. I'm going to have to, really join other people on their courts.
Practicing, you might actually just get better on your own too.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's unlikely just because I'm not really watching any basketball as I'm practicing.
Sure.
And I think that's the main way that skill is kind of absorbed. Right. But anyway, do you have a bracket that you've been following?
I do have a bracket.
Okay. How are we looking?
I made it in about 5 minutes.
That's one of the best ways to do it.
I would have to check how I'm doing, to be honest. I don't know if I can look on my phone, actually.
I think you can if you download the appropriate apps and whatnot.
I understand that, but I don't think I know the password off the top of my head.
I've been there.
One of those auto-generated ones.
I was there. Okay, yeah. I was there a couple days ago when I reinstalled the Tournament Challenge app.
Sure.
The Tournament Challenge app probably has an incredible number of downloads just because every year you download it and then uninstall and then
Definitely.
you reinstall. And I think that is that's fine. But anyway, I've got a couple brackets here. The one that I really am rooting for because it's in my family kind of group, the worst one out of all of them. Both of the people that I had in the championship, they're out. So it's like,
nice.
well, we're done. We've got a maximum of 770 points, which doesn't really mean anything on its own. But every year I do a couple of different ones. I did one this year that was a little bit out of the ordinary. It's my March meatness bracket. You were doing no meat Mondays for a while there.
Sure.
I'm doing exclusively meat March.
How does that work in regards to March Madness brackets?
Well, okay. Yeah. So basically this is kind of an ad campaign, not that we're getting paid for by any means, but it's from this meat company. They sell meat and meat subsidiaries. No, that's not it. Meat. I don't know what word I'm looking for. They just sell meat pretty much.
I would imagine the meat company sells meat.
But yeah, it's called Good Ranchers, and it's kind of like a meals mailing service, but it's just the meat. So they'll
send meat to people.
They will ship meat to you.
Sure.
Yeah. They'll ship meat right to your doorstep.
Okay. That doesn't seem that strange to me at all.
No, I don't think it is.
Okay. You kind of made it out to be some sort of big thing. I'm sorry.
No, well, that's on me. Anyway, what they're doing is they're having a March meatness bracket, and basically it follows the tournament, and basically whoever does the best will win free meat for a year. Now, anytime a company comes out with this free blank for a year, you always kind of wonder, what does that mean? Mm-hmm. Because I could go through a lot of meat in a year.
Yeah.
I could buy a lot of meat. I think they're doing $2,000 of meat.
Okay.
Which is not an insignificant amount. That's a significant amount, I would say. More meat than I've purchased, maybe in my life.
Sure. But is it a year's worth? I
don't know. It is $2,000 worth. So if you eat $2,000 worth of meat in a year, then yes.
Yeah, I guess.
I believe in them that they've worked it out to where it's about a year worth of meat.
I mean, that's about $5.50 worth of meat a day.
I feel like that could be okay amount.
Yeah, I feel like that could be done.
I could ration that out.
Sure,
I could do it.
I could definitely ration out $2,000 worth of meat.
Look, I would
over a year.
$2,000. Could I make good use of? Yeah, I could. It
might be difficult during the holidays, but we'll make it work.
Right. Exactly. So
the actual choices of the teams have nothing to do with meat at all.
I was getting there. They have paired up different teams with different meats.
Oh.
So you kind of choose. At first I started out and I was choosing teams. And then I was like, hang on a second. I don't really like that meat. So why am I going to pick that one?
Even if I did win, I wouldn't want that.
So then I did go exclusively off of meat after that. So I think the championship game, we had chicken wings versus brisket. Okay. And we have chicken wings coming out on top. Coincidentally, they're still in, right? I'm in the 74th percentile of brackets with my March meatness on ESPN. I don't think they have a tracking feature on their website. But anyway, so I'm gunning for that $2,000. We'll see. Really, kind of what you figure out with these things is, you get more points later on if you pick correct games later on in the tournament. So as long as you pick the champion and ideally who they're playing against, like, you're going to do pretty well. And so I still have hope for that. I still have hope for that meat. I'm really gunning for that.
Yeah,
I cannot emphasize that enough.
Actually really need that financially. I'm in sort of a desperate financial situation with regard to food cost. So
with regard to meat cost
that's
specifically.
Nice. I did not create my bracket based off any sort of food factors, meat or otherwise. I mainly based it off my usual strategy of I picked some of the higher seeds and then a few underdogs to mix it up a little bit.
Sure.
I did not pick Purdue losing in the first round. So that was
number one seed.
crusher.
Yep, that'll do it.
But I did not have them in the finals either. So
that's exciting. That's exciting.
One of my friends that doesn't usually watch basketball, or maybe never has, made her bracket based. Unknowingly, she copied it off the internet. So
what does that mean?
I mean, she just copied a bracket off the internet that someone else had made, thinking it would do well. I guess she didn't realize that it was based off of teams' proximity to Fazoli's locations. So
I've heard that's a pretty strong indicator.
Yeah, I think
of performance.
There's it's sort of unexplainable, but there's a really strong positive correlation to
who put this bracket out. Was it Fazoli's? Or
I don't know. That's the thing.
They say, hey, if you're looking at making your college decision, you're probably going to want to factor this in.
Yeah, that'd probably be a pretty important.
So you're going to.
I know I looked at that when I came here. So
you're going to want to go to Marquette because there's a Fazoli's right in the student union, and you can't get much better than that.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty funny.
That is good.
But
that is good. Unlimited breadsticks.
I'll have to check my bracket. I didn't check it before I came. That was on me.
That is on you. You should have known.
I'll give you an update next week. We'll see.
The other thing that I've done for the past couple of years is I also fill out a bracket that's exclusively top seeded teams. You just pick the top seeded team for all the games and you see how it turns out.
Sure.
Again, it's kind of difficult to say early on because most of the impact of it has to do with if you pick the correct team to win or not. But right now that bracket is in the 97th percentile of all brackets on ESPN.
There you go.
So it's a pretty good strategy, at least in the early rounds. And it still has some good potential. So just keep that in mind, because when you pick the underdog, you're like, oh, it's going to be so great when they win. And, fair enough. We all love the underdogs. The underdog win. And especially if you pick it, then you kind of have bragging rights over other people. But the difficulty is if you pick that one and then you go to another game and you're like, it would be unreasonable to have this many underdogs. And then you pick the top seeded team, but then that's the one that gets upset.
Sure.
Then you've really done damage in multiple ways.
Yeah.
Also, they do this thing when they set up the bracket where they try to make the better teams in the higher ranked seeds. So you would think that, more of those teams would win.
I have heard about that.
So that's why that one typically works pretty well.
I personally only made one bracket.
Yeah.
I can't be bothered to go around, making hundreds like you. But,
right. Yeah. Hundreds, or if not 4.
Sure.
That kind of range.
4 to 100, all the same, really.
Yeah.
So
same order of magnitude.
I definitely hear what you're saying, but when I'm only making one bracket, it's also unlikely that no underdogs win. So I just got to think, I just got to, use my vast knowledge of each team and their sort of stats and player base to determine which ones are going to come out on top.
That's fair.
My mom I did get a chuckle out of my mother, who asked me if I made some sort of algorithm to determine who would be winning March Madness. And I told her I did. Okay. But it hasn't been working so well.
Okay. The algorithm was, do I think this team is going to win?
Yeah.
It's kind of a human-based approach.
It is. It's very heuristic, actually.
Right. Sure. Yeah. I've thought about it. I think it would be fun, although I think it would be not very effective.
Sure. That was kind of the consensus I came to as well, is, how is my algorithm going to predict Purdue losing in the first round to the 16 seed?
You don't know. The machines, they learn.
Sure.
They learn it.
It's going to utilize a lot of machine learning and artificial intelligence, ChatGPT 4.
Yeah.
To really determine who's going to come out on top.
I'll probably get around to that one of these years, because I think it's fun. When I was in middle school, I compiled all of these like spreadsheets of data. You go on ESPN, copy paste all the information.
Sure.
Over into a spreadsheet, and then I would try to come up with different formulas. Got points for, points against, average those out, and then you try to get, and they never really work super great. But it is kind of fun to try to figure something out.
I guess my thing is how do you have all these stats, you have all this info, but how do you factor in, unquantifiable things?
That's the beauty of it.
Exactly. That's why I don't think any of the algorithms work. Hey, otherwise everyone would do that.
One day you'll see.
Okay.
You'll see. All right. Once I figure out how to predict, which ones are upsets, which ones aren't.
A good AI could have a decent shot.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I don't think any of them are at that point.
Specifically, my good AI. They're not at that point yet.
No,
but
not
once
yet.
I get there,
Once you get there specifically,
it's going to change
for
the
that
game.
exact purpose. It's a March Madness AI. It comes around once a year and then it kind of falls out of favor.
And then, you uninstall it. Yeah. One more thing on this front, which we've been going on this for a minute here, but I do love how the broadcast, they always try to find, people at their lowest point. They're scoping out people. They're finding people. They're crying.
Sure.
They're praying. Well, that's not necessarily at their lowest point, but they really get the emotionally charged shots.
Yep.
And some of them I'm good with. Some of them, they one in particular that I remember, they're showing this cheerleader that's just crying.
Oh my gosh.
I know, it's brutal. And then they kind of cut away, go back, and then they go back.
Back to her. She's still crying.
Like, oh my gosh,
now she's sobbing. So.
We gotta help this girl out.
Yeah,
why are we?
Something terrible happened.
Why are we making her the face of this organization? I don't know. It's pretty tough. Another one that I liked was this. Well, I didn't like this part of it. This player got injured.
Sure.
And he's kind of writhing on the ground. And then the announcer is pleading with the camera operator to say, please do not show that. Please do not show that again. If that's what I think it was, please do not show that again. And they cut to the replay. And he's like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, I think the announcer was kind of voicing what we all feel. It's like, you don't need to keep showing these injuries here. I don't need to relive that. Mm-hmm. As someone who
it didn't really happen to in the first place.
Right. But hey, I feel
don't put me through that again. I can't watch that. That person that just broke their leg, I can't. That's horrible.
But it makes you, kind of feel it in your leg.
Sure, it's almost the same. It's quite painful.
A comparable level of pain. So anyway, that's enough basketball talk there.
Sure.
But that has been a significant portion of my week, so it's kind of been an adequate representation of the amount of time spent.
Yeah.
But another kind of thing that's really been taking up my time, maybe to the level of a full-time job, has been the apartment search, the apartment hunt. I mentioned this a little bit. I'm on it. I'm on that horse.
Have you narrowed it down to places with smoke detectors, or
I think that is
still kind of more a general approach?
I'm open to all opportunities, but that is kind of on my list of nice to haves.
Yeah,
for sure.
Definitely nice to have.
If it's in the budget. If we can afford that, then we will be going for that for sure. That's high up on the list. But yeah, we've been doing a lot of Google Maps. You get to the point where you've seen so much that you end up redoing the searching that you did before. It's like, have I looked at this place before or not?
This place looks nice.
It's like, why did I rule this place out? And I can't remember.
The termites.
You exactly.
I remember.
Exactly. And then you rediscover.
Yeah.
But I guess that's kind of part of the reason why I was so surprised you didn't look at the reviews, is because I've been looking at so many reviews of Google Maps, which I guess is not something that you don't.
For an apartment, maybe a little more important.
Right. Maybe a bit.
I didn't like their burrito here.
Right.
Or compared to, the landlord upped my rent by 3 times, in a single year.
Didn't love that part.
A little bit of a difference.
The difficulty is that you try to narrow it down. You say, hey, I'm not trying to go for these low rated things, or I'm looking for a good high rated place. But then you go through and all the reviews are people who don't live there. They're just leaving 5 stars. They're like, hey, the communication's been great and trying to set up an appointment. So yeah, really looking forward to
Cool.
It's like, all right, well, that doesn't really help me much.
I'm not really looking to set up an appointment right now.
I'm more looking to live there and maybe figure out what that's like.
Sure.
So, that's been something that's been going on.
Yeah, you're kind of looking for a really high quality place for a very low amount of money.
Yeah.
That's not going so well.
Yeah, and I don't know the money side of things on this thing, but one thing that I am pretty interested in are the retirement communities. I think those places, they look unbelievable compared to these apartment complexes. They're high rated.
On your way out.
Yeah. One of these, I was like, oh, this looks like a good apartment place. And I'm going through the reviews. I'm going through, you look at the photos.
Ethel
like,
says, this is a great place to live.
They got the stock photos of the older folks.
Cynthia says her grandsons come to visit every day.
Exactly.
So.
And they let him right through, and they're very cordial with him.
Sure.
I was going through the reviews and I say, oh, this one says the meals are great. And it's like,
I didn't realize food was included.
That's pretty high end. That's pretty luxury.
Yeah, this is just like college.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely get down with that. And then it's like, oh, this is a 55 plus. So
sure.
I am in the process of getting a fake ID. And so hopefully that'll pan out. I didn't really get a fake ID for my under 21, but I am going for the over 55.
Yeah, and those senior discounts.
I think
really come in handy.
That'll reap more rewards probably for me. But yeah, these places, they look so nice. I haven't gotten to the point of actually going to their website and looking at how much they cost, because they are probably quite a bit. But it's like, this looks like exactly what I want.
Sure, and they cost a lot, but you got to think the food's included with that. So.
Right. How much are you saving, really?
Sure, and you have a dedicated attendant as well. And,
exactly.
Exactly. Visitation. So.
Yeah, you've got medical facilities right in your building. And that's something you don't find at a lot of apartment places.
Sure.
So I am looking forward to that. Those places I mentioned, they seem pretty luxury. But I do throw that term around. I feel like that term has kind of lost its meaning, because
luxury.
Every place is a luxury place. You got luxury amenities. You got smoke detectors.
Luxury smoke detectors.
Right.
Sure.
Pretty high end.
Yeah.
And, it does, when everyone's super, no one is, to quote
exactly.
that cinematic masterpiece of The Incredibles. I think it really speaks true in the apartment hunting. Mm-hmm. And so, that's been a little bit of a downside in terms of that. Another thing that I've enjoyed, or just kind of caught me off guard, which I think this is a pretty normal term, but walk-in shower. I think I was relating it to closets. You've got your walk-in closets, you got your pocket closets, and I'm like, are there pocket showers? What kind of shower isn't a walk-in?
I walked into most of my showers.
I think I've walked into every single shower. No, not crawling, not sliding in.
No, that would be cool.
That would be awesome. Get a little slip and slide combined with the shower. I would love that.
I would prefer that, actually.
Yeah. So I'm assuming the difference is a walk-in shower versus like a bath shower combo.
There's no step over. You don't have to step in.
Right. I think
it's not a step in shower. It's not a slide in. It's
although that is still
in.
Kind of walking in.
Yeah.
Just a different kind of walk.
Sure.
One that I haven't adopted into my day to day.
Yeah. You don't walk to talk, really.
Right. I don't do high knees frequently. The high knee shower, that sort of thing, So I did enjoy thinking about what other kinds of showers might there be. Pocket shower, when you just need to rinse off your hair, you just kind of stick your head in.
That would be nice.
Yeah. So, hey, I know You're
coming up with a lot of great shower ideas today.
I might have to start something up. Started out with the retirement communities and then go from there.
Yeah, they're a good testing
right.
area.
I know a lot of people, I don't know about a lot. I mean, I personally haven't done it, but I do think it's pretty common to do you don't do the hair. You don't shower your hair. You just do your body shower.
You don't shower your hair. You just body your shower.
Right.
You don't wash your hair. Wash your body, maybe.
Yeah. So this would be kind of the reverse of that, where you're only washing your hair.
Sure. I guess I've never really understood that.
I think mostly because it takes longer to wash your hair, and so maybe people are like,
in a way,
it's fine.
But when I'm showering, I feel like it takes around the same amount of time. Maybe it's more like a comparison of surface area to time, because then it's definitely more.
Yeah, less efficient.
Hair.
Less efficient. You're spending more time per square inch.
I wouldn't say it takes more time.
I think it also is a little bit different if you've got more hair.
Definitely.
I think that is a big big play there in terms of you're going to have to spend a bit more time.
More hair, more time.
Right.
More money, more problems.
Those have always kind of been which came first.
Those four things.
Right.
Kind of a quartet.
Yeah. More time, more money, more hair, more problems.
Definitely.
It works. It goes around. Another reason why you might not do that is I think with some different hairstyles, you're not supposed to wash it. Mm-hmm. Like some dreadlocks and there's one player on the UCLA basketball team that he's got a real matted look, and I doubt he I think that's probably one style that you don't wash. I don't know. I don't
Sure.
know exactly how that works. If you're really not supposed to wash it, or if you just say, oh no, you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
With my hairstyle, I don't think you're supposed to really shower at all. I think
Sure.
you're supposed
to. That kind of just applies to the entire body.
Right. Yeah. With
that hairstyle.
With how I'm styling my body hair, I'm not supposed to shower.
Yep.
I don't think. So yeah, we'll see. That really opens up the floodgates as far as, how you're styling your leg hair, that sort of thing. Some people shave it off. I'm thinking about doing waves personally on the leg hair. Probably not a great look.
I used to get recommendations to shave my leg hair for
swimming
from my friends.
Oh, okay. Sure.
No, for swimming.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Were you a swimmer? Have we gone over this?
Yeah, we've gone over this. Okay. I think. I hope so.
The high school competitor, state champion,
international. I went all the way. Olympics.
Yeah.
Michael Phelps, Ryan Lochte.
Yeah. Ryan Ruby.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Kind of those three is the good old trifecta.
That's right. Up on the podium.
But yeah, a lot of swimmers will shave their leg hair. I don't know about styling it, but maybe that could add some sort of aerodynamic flow.
Yeah.
Hydrodynamic flow.
Has that been my issue with swimming, that I haven't been shaving my legs?
Maybe.
Okay. Does that help?
Do you not swim often?
No.
Do you not know how?
I don't come there often.
Be honest, if you don't know how. You can.
Well, I struggle. I'll say that. I struggle.
Do you know the strokes? And I'm not talking about medical.
Right. No, I know those, but I also know the swimming strokes as well. Some of them, I don't know how to do them. All of them. Okay. I'm more of a free stroke kind of guy.
Free stroke. Yeah.
That's one of them, right?
Freestyle.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. That's mostly what I go for. Sometimes I'll pull out the backstroke though.
Sure. Those are two common ones.
The back style is what I like. Yeah, I think floating is where my main issue is. Mm-hmm. I'm sinking. And so you got to go fast. And
sink or swim.
Yeah, and I'm doing the former. But anyway, so maybe this summer shave the legs, see how it works for me. Cool. Hit up the pool. That's another thing with the apartment complexes. A lot of them are like, we got a pool, it's going to be great. And I'm like, is it though?
Yeah.
I don't see a pool. Well, hey, I don't see the appeal really of the pool or the poolside. A lot of these reviews, people are like, I love getting the poolside view. It's like, I don't know how I feel about that, really.
Yeah, it's sort of just a basin of water.
Yeah.
Poolside view.
It's not
exactly the ocean.
I see puddles all the time. And this is just a bigger and less natural version of that. I don't really understand how that's something that I'm wanting to pay for. Mm-hmm. When it's like, you're going to love this pool. You're going to love sitting out by the pool. It's like, well, I could sit out anywhere. I think the main thing that pools do is they make it acceptable for you to just sit outside and not do much.
Sure.
I don't think there's
leisurely.
Many opportunities to do that.
Talking about luxury. We're talking about leisurely now.
Yes.
Just sitting around.
They probably misspelled. That's what they were meaning.
I think so.
So I don't know. Maybe I just haven't had a good pool experience. Just sinking all the time.
Yeah, you're not really. You're definitely not getting the full benefit of the pool.
I feel like you can't really even swim that much in a regular pool.
No.
It's like you kind of swim for like 2 strokes.
Probably not in the size of these pools that I'm imagining at an apartment complex.
Exactly.
I don't think you could swim much at all.
Exactly.
Those are much more sort of just stand around pools.
So it's like, what am I doing here?
Yeah, you need that Olympic size pool.
I know. Olympic size pool for Olympic sized swimmer. Mm-hmm. Which I'm not sure that I am, frankly. They're probably
you're an Olympic sized personality.
Well, hey, thank you.
What matters.
And I thank you. Yeah, I've been compared to Ryan Lochte many times in terms of the personality
also been
front.
Compared to Ryan Ruby a lot. So
that actually, speaking of Olympics, I was on the Olympics website recently, figuring out what are the qualifications, that sort of thing.
How can I get in?
Right. Now, I was specifically looking for women's weightlifting.
Sure.
We all love it. We all love watching it. That's probably one of the favorite ones, the primetime slots.
Yeah. Why were you looking at this exactly?
Well, this was in our kind of team time for our, design studio programming class. We were kind of shooting the breeze, and my friend Elizabeth, she's taking a weightlifting class. And so we were comparing. Where is she at relative to these Olympic level athletes?
Yeah, what sort of the schedule she needs to build out to eventually get to that point.
Right. What kind of, if she kept this ratio of weight lifted to overall body weight, how much would she need to grow in that respect?
Yeah.
Turns out quite a bit. But
wow.
But I believe in her. And but what really got me when I went to this website, you're seeing these pop-ups all the time nowadays. These, say, cookie pop-ups. It's really kind of something that you expect at this point. Is, do you accept cookies? Whatever. Say yes, I do, or no, I don't.
Do you say no? Do you say yes?
What do you say? I was been curious about this.
I usually say, well, so if sometimes there's only 2 options. Sometimes there's 3. Mm-hmm. So if it says yes versus no, a lot of times I won't click anything. It doesn't do, like, if you don't click anything, I think it defaults to yes.
Well, yeah, which is a little interesting.
Yeah.
This one, I think you had to click something because it kind of like blocked the screen a little bit.
I probably would have said no.
You would have said no.
I mean, does it redirect me away from the web page? Like, no, I don't think it does.
That's kind of what I've been worried about. And so I just click yes.
There's yes. Sometimes there's yes, accept all, or yes or accept all. And then there's reject all.
Right.
Or reject
and it's like, some. Like, how is this going to impact my experience? That's never really clear to me. Am I going to be blocked out for
life? A lot
of
the times there's like a third, like in very small text, a link that says like manage cookies.
I'd like to manage those cookies.
And so sometimes I'll click on that, and in there's usually a reject all very clearly. And if you click that, I think it rejects all the ones that aren't necessary for the website to run.
So you're not really rejecting all of them.
No.
What if they just made more cookies necessary? You say,
that would be an issue.
Say, this is very necessity. Yeah. We're necessitized.
But I think that usually disables all the data tracking cookies and all like the website traffic cookies.
Right. Which is good, or?
Well, I like baked cookies. I don't really like.
Those are my favorite types.
Data tracking ones.
Hey, I don't mind a data tracking cookie every once in a while.
I guess the main reason it's not even that I don't like them. It's that I'm never going to buy something from an ad that I see off the internet like that.
Okay.
So I don't really see the reason that they'll need it. I think it's actually wasting their money.
Okay.
So I'm doing it for them.
This is for you. All right. I'm doing this for your good because I love this site so much. I want you to save some.
I think I'm kind of big data's worst enemy because I don't ever see myself buying like something that's recommended to me from like a social media ad.
See, you say you don't think that you would.
Well, I mean,
but you never know. There's that one ad that'll get you. Right?
Maybe.
One
ad out of 1,000.
In the meantime, they're putting out ads. They say, "Hey, big data hates this man. Find out his one secret." I have an ad blocker on, so I don't think the cookies.
Big data hates this man.
Yes, exactly. This is the man. Have you seen this man?
Yeah,
he is hated by big data. Yeah, I don't know. I just hit yes mostly because I'm like I'm afraid of what's going to happen if I click no. I feel like I'm being
sort of bought into the fear complex.
Yeah, but I guess also I'm thinking this has only been a recent development. Before that, I was getting all the cookies anyway. So I'm not afraid of you and your cookies.
Sure.
You've already got a significant data profile on me.
Yeah.
So hey,
might as well make it more accurate.
Throw some more your way. Yeah. Hey, advertise some women's weightlifting for this man.
Well, that's all to say. I think if you hit no, it doesn't do much of anything.
That's good to know. I might start wielding that power a little bit more. So, at least knowing that that's an option to me.
I'm like 99% certain it won't break the website or make you go somewhere else.
Well, that's good to know.
That's what they want the least is for you to leave their page.
Well, I think, yeah. But what they want the most is for me to have the cookies, and they might reward me for that.
Sure.
And so I don't want to turn away those opportunities.
Yeah. They might send you actual cookies.
Yeah. And I'd like that. They probably know where I live. So send them my way. And you probably know what type of cookies I like. So
at this point.
Yeah. Anyway, so my default is just hit the yes. Just hey, get out of my face. I'll take the cookie. I'll give you the cookie. You give me the cookies. I don't know what we're doing here.
Yeah.
But this one kind of stopped me in my tracks because I'm not reading through I never read through the read through anyway. So I go to hit the yes button, and usually it's like yes, accept all or whatever. This one was a little different. It said yes, I'm happy. I'm like, no, wait a minute here. What am I agreeing to?
I'm not exactly
here?
happy about it, but I'll accept them.
Or in general, say I'm going to have to reevaluate. Am I happy right now?
Sort of provoked a sort of midlife crisis.
Yeah, it's kind of tracking what's your mood at this moment.
Yeah, it's a different kind of cookie.
Yeah, I'm like, what? Hang on a second here. I'm going to have to see. And the prompt
of course, I'm not happy. You promised me cookies, and now I have nothing.
The question that they asked were, "Are you happy to accept cookies?" And I'm like, okay, that makes a bit more sense. I thought you were doing some sort of different type of survey tracking or something. And then I hit yes, I'm happy. Which I don't know.
Give me all your cookies.
If that was completely accurate. But anyway, I did enjoy that. Just throwing me off my game.
What was the alternative? No, I'm very upset. Actually,
the alternative was no, reject cookies.
Okay,
I was like, that was my next step. Yes, I'm happy. No, I'm sad. What is the?
I'm angry, perhaps. Yeah. I don't know.
You say, how do you feel to accept cookies? You're going to be accepting them, but how do you feel about it? Say, I'm sad.
Let us know.
I'm sad to accept cookies. All right, we can handle that. That's understandable, but you're still getting them. So. Sure. But shout out to the Olympics. They're really innovating. Another thing, which I didn't fact check, my friend Garrett was like, hey, he's also on the team. He was there. He was right there in this moment, believe it or not. He was saying something about there's an Olympics, eLympics, something like that. And they've got like tic-tac-toe, but it's an app.
I heard about this.
That's sponsored by, or that like one of the members of the International Olympic Committee is like vested in, or something like that. And so I'm like, what kind of game? What do we got here?
Well, so I think they're doing like a trial run of esports Olympics.
Yeah,
but none of the games are like typically esports. I mean, they're more like Wii Sports. Maybe
they're like mobile game, like Bejeweled.
Sure,
I don't know that that's actually.
There was I think the one you're talking about, the tic tac toe, is an archery tic tac toe.
Oh,
so you are playing as an archer, I guess.
Okay,
and you
picture this: you're playing as a tic tac toer, and
in order to do the tic tac toe, you shoot the arrows into the spots.
Okay,
it seems just rather strange to me.
There are a lot of other. What kind of is this on like Xbox Connect or?
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know that they know.
They're figuring it out. They're like, we know we got to do eLympics. What do we want? We definitely want tic-tac-toe archery, but how are we going to do that? That's the big question that's kind of stumping all of us.
Yeah, I'll go on the website right now because are you happy to accept cookies?
There you go. They got it on that page too. What are you doing?
I'm going to no manage settings, and I'm gonna
say I'm sad.
So this is what I was saying. So you can see. So there's one that says strictly necessary cookies,
always
and there's
active.
no options here. It's just always active. You can't change that.
Okay.
But then the other ones you can switch on or off.
I think the fact that we have strictly necessary cookies kind of speaks to the diabetes crisis in America.
But here I'll reject them all.
Yeah.
I don't want your cookies.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe I can see the games that they're offering because I saw the whole list and I just remember being sort of confused.
Yeah, I've heard that they're all just kind of things owned by people on the IOC. So it's kind of deeply corrupt in that sense.
Sure. Well, so okay, yeah. So there's archery.
Archery tic-tac-toe.
Archery tic-tac. There's baseball.
What kind of format? Nintendo? I
don't know. This makes it seem like I can play it on my phone, but on the website. So it's a web game, maybe?
That's kind of the impression that I got, was that it was kind of mobile games. But then it's like, are we really making this Olympic level?
There's baseball. There's chess. I'm not really sure
we don't
can
need
be classified
that.
as.
We don't need that on
that's
the
a physical game.
We could do that plenty fine.
All of these are. Let's just say that cycling. Just Dance, fair enough. That's kind of probably the closest one.
But they've got breakdancing in the Olympics now, I think.
Do they?
I think maybe in Paris they're adding that.
Taekwondo, that's just an actual event. So
Yeah.
sailing, tennis. So it seems like
I think those may all be events.
I'm not. Yeah. Except,
no, I think they are all events actually.
Well, I don't think chess is an event yet.
Yeah, that's true.
But
hey, maybe coming up. I don't know.
Yeah, it seems like they didn't really put their all into that one.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
I am kind of intrigued to see how it plans out, but I am hoping that it doesn't get much farther than
maybe this was a deliberate attempt by them to be like, okay, guys, we're gonna do it. Everyone asked for it. All right, we'll do the eLympics.
Right.
And then it's gonna fail. And guys, we tried. Okay, nobody likes it.
It's not gonna work.
Not.
Yeah.
Everybody hated it.
I mean, you're kind of an e-athlete.
We did our best.
You're an ethlete. And
ethlete.
How do you feel about this? What kind of things would you like to see in the Olympics? Outside of swimming, which you're obviously competing in.
I think it's tough because a lot of like actual games, you would need like some sort of license probably to play that in the Olympics.
Sure.
So I think maybe the reason they've gone through all of these is or chosen these is because they don't have to pay extra money.
Yeah, that makes sense.
To have them as events. So that's probably the biggest one. But
But would you like to see like a Call of Duty in the Olympics? Do you think it belongs there?
I don't know. I don't think yet.
Yet.
I would say probably
We're not
yet.
there yet.
Yeah.
What kind of level do we need? Do we need VR?
I think like fighting games are pretty popular. So
fighting
like,
games.
So like Street Fighter, if you've heard of that, or like Smash Bros.
Okay. Yeah.
Those I think would be good.
I do quite poorly at those.
Sure, same.
Yeah.
I'm not great. But I think those would be like kind of prime candidates for an Olympic sport.
Fair enough. I do think, that is interesting because theoretically you could compete with the Olympians, but I guess that's true of any sport. So I take that back. We'll just see how things play out here on the Olympic front.
It has all the games on the website, and it seemed like you could play them right now. So if you start your training, you could.
we will be going to. I don't even know where that's going to be.
Sure.
Maybe just online. We will be going online.
It is a digital format.
Yeah.
I noticed that sign on the door that says "You're not alone."
Yes.
Couldn't really read the text under that. So all I'm seeing is a sign that says "You're not alone."
I think help is available.
I think it is sort of a counseling, sort of well-being sign.
Yeah.
But it is a little creepy to just read something that says "You're not alone."
So you are getting followed on Google Maps and
not really know what's going on. But
yeah, that is one.
It is
it's
nice.
One message.
It's nice that they have that up though.
Yeah,
I just couldn't read it.
There could be maybe some different messaging that could be say, "Hey, we're here for you. We're here."
Well, to all of our listeners, you're not alone.
That's right. If we wanted to drive one message home, it would be that you're not alone.
And we're following you on Google Maps. So
absolutely,
watch out.
In the meantime, you can follow us on Instagram and YouTube and all the podcast platforms. And we'll be back episode 43 next week.
That's right.
So we'll see you on the flip side.
See you then. Bang, bang. Wow.
What a clean, mean
fighting machine.
In and out.